Hello and welcome. It's Fiona here from wearethelightworkers.com.au and Spirit Child Journey. Here today to talk about the solstice. So it is June 21st, 2018, and in particular, I want to focus on the winter solstice because I'm here in the Southern Hemisphere in Australia and having a very chilly winter day. I did try and record this video outside and a few times over the last couple of days, and it's just been too cold or too dark. So I'm back inside, but wanted to bring this to you because equally at the same time today, we've got the Northern Hemisphere summer solstice. So that's the longest day of the year for them and the shortest day of the year for us. So just wanting to focus in specifically around the winter solstice at the moment because there are so many videos on YouTube about the summer solstice, which is great. You guys are having a wonderful time getting plenty of sunshine, and it's all about that expansive energy in the summer solstice. Down on this side of the world, it is not about expanding at all. There's so much contractive energy, and today being the shortest day, we're reaching a tipping point. So all across the world, we're about to tip from the days getting shorter to the days getting longer. And in the Northern Hemisphere, from the days getting longer and longer and longer to the point of bursting, now they're going to start to get shorter and shorter and shorter as well. So wanting to talk about the winter solstice. So the solstice is simply the day when, without getting too technical or sciencey, when the Earth's axis and the positioning from the sun and everything is tilted in such a way that half of the globe is pointing away from the sun, as far away from the sun as it can get. And for you guys in the Southern Hemisphere, that's us. And half of the globe is tilting towards the sun and as close to the sun as it can get. So that's the Northern Hemisphere. So all that means is right at the top of the globe, it's basically 24 hours of pure sunshine and no darkness. And down the bottom of the globe, it's pure darkness and no sunshine for a while. So those guys are a little chilly right now. I won't complain too much about being here in Melbourne, where we're getting definitely a nice balance. And in the middle, it tends to stay pretty well similar. So talking about the winter solstice, it means that it's the day when everything is absolutely the shortest. So I wanted to focus on 3 specific things around the winter solstice that maybe you're experiencing and underestimating and just wondering why you're feeling a bit under pressure and a bit flustered and a bit, there's some energy that's feeling a bit tense at the moment. And I wanted to talk about those in relation to the solstice energy and what's going on for us right now. Okay, so point number 1, most important to respect about the winter solstice is that there is literally less sunshine. So the solstice can affect us because our bodies are designed to make the most of sunshine. So I was joking with my mum the other day. I said, I'm not lazy. I'm just solar powered. And in the winter, it's a lot harder to get your solar charge going on because there are days, whether it's that you're going to work, so you're getting into work before the sun comes up fully, or you're leaving the office after it goes down. So you're kind of indoors for all of that sunshine period. Or it's winter, so there's more rainy days and cloudy days and miserable days, so you're less likely to go outside and get that sunshine or even be able to. I know we've had a few indoor play days and it's been a little tense, not as much fun as the outdoor sunshine days. So as we are going through this period, in particular, today is the shortest, so this would have been building up over the last few weeks with a kind of a tipping point today. And then now it will start to expand, but we still do have another good solid month or 2 of deep winter coming our way. So it's really important to respect that our bodies are designed to need sunshine. Some of us more than others really are affected by the seasons, by the darkness, by not getting enough sunshine. So it affects the way that we wake up. It affects our sleep patterns. It affects all our hormone balance. There's a reason why there's that seasonal affective disorder, which is SADS. And that's all about just not getting enough sunshine, not getting enough vitamin D, not getting enough sort of that energy. Just think of yourself like a solar power battery. So as we're in these shorter and shorter days, it's finding opportunities and making opportunities to go out and get as much sunshine as possible. So if you can restructure your day to make the most of the sunny days, please do that. We've been really fortunate this year with me working from home. It does mean that I can do sort of the indoor work before the sun comes up and after the sun goes down, and then get out in the sunshine as much as possible. And it does mean I've got a little bit more flexibility around rainy days and sunny days. But if you don't have that yet, then make the most of lunch breaks or just taking phone calls if you can. Anything that you can do to get outside and get into the sunshine. Especially on the weekends as well. This time of year, it can be very tempting to just do nothing and just sleep all weekend. Make sure that you're getting doses of sunshine as much as you can. Open the curtains, let the sunlight into your home, and try and warm yourself up in that way. So think about the fact that we've got to get that sunshine, and with the days being so much shorter, it's why our energy levels can feel very depleted at this time of year. So point number one, there is less sunshine to get, so make sure you go out and make the most of it every opportunity that you can. A great tip is to not look at the sun without sunglasses, but be very mindful that the sun must be absorbed by your skin or through your eyes. So we can be getting out in the sunshine, but all layered and rugged up. Make sure you're taking off some of those layers. Let your arms get exposed whenever you can. Take off your sunglasses and let the sunlight come into your body and be absorbed to start to energize you a little more as well. So that's the first thing that the winter solstice, when you're feeling that depletion of energy. Now, the second point about the winter solstice and the days being so much shorter is we can feel this intense pressure building. And it feels like as we come into the winter solstice, it feels like we've been put in a pressure cooker. I'm having all these conversations with clients at the moment, and so many of them are sharing this same feeling, like things are reaching boiling point, and things are, just really starting to crack under the pressure. This is the kind of language that I'm hearing from my clients. Lots of things are coming to a head at the moment. And what's happening is everyone is starting to feel pressurized. Now, it's the opposite in the Northern Hemisphere, where there is just this expansive energy. But for us down here, it's respecting that with our shorter days, many of us are still trying to fit just as many things in, which means we're rushing things faster. So it really is trying to cram the same amount of activity in a shorter period of space and energy. And when we think about that, it makes sense that things are going to start to crack. Just think about being in a pressure cooker or trying to shove, the sleeping bag into the sleeping bag holder. Really just, it's putting intense stretching at the seams. It's like we're using all of the energy reserves that we have, and we're using all of those things, and everyone's getting that just a little bit more tetchy because they don't have the energy coming in from the sun. They're not having those lovely, long, relaxing times. And, as you may have noticed, time sort of expands or contracts to fit, or the activities expand or contract to fit the time we have. So where it used to be kind of, it wouldn't matter if it took you a little bit longer to get to or from work, now because it's dark, you're kind of rushing to get through things. You've got to get home, get the dog out for a walk, or get the kids, pick them up because it's too dark and it's too dangerous out there. And so all of these things are contributing to this feeling of pressure. Okay, so it's very important to respect this in winter. It's really important to respect that with that pressure, be aware and be mindful of whether or not there are things that perhaps you don't need to keep maintaining through this period. This is where we can take our cue from nature. We can start to take our cues from the trees when some of the trees drop their leaves. And this is because they can't, that to hold on to those leaves would actually do more damage to the plant if it was to hold on to them through the freezing seasons. And so they drop the leaves and they just preserve core. Okay, so that's probably going to be a bonus tip about how to do that. But being very aware that the pressure is coming and is caused by these shorter days. So if you find yourself in a circumstance where tempers are getting a bit frayed, just be a little bit more patient. Just breathe a little deeper. Walk outside and get some fresh air and sunshine if you can. Just get a little dose of recharge and then come back in and view the situation with fresh eyes, because it is being contributed to by the shorter days. Okay? And the third thing is to respect the purpose of sleep and healing. So with the shorter days, it means longer nights, and we can start to experience a temptation to want to sleep more. Now, for some people, that's going to be really, really valuable. Some people can just push through. So again, when we look at nature, we've got some trees that drop their leaves in winter and some that don't. We've got some animals that hibernate through the winter and some that are more active during the winter months. So this is not a one size fits all for everybody, but when it comes to if you personally are starting to want to have earlier nights and go to bed earlier and really struggling to get up in the morning, there are ways to overcome that. You can get UV lamps and get out into the sunshine and keep eating healthy and doing all those good things, which are really, really valuable. But so is sleep and rest. And so this time of year, it's actually really important to be listening to your body. Think about those things. You know, what leaves are you carrying that maybe you can just drop off for the winter? You know, maybe it is time to just focus in and get a little bit more rest. Allow your body to get a little bit more sleep. It is going to be under a bit more stress and pressure. And so to balance that, a little bit more sleep can be a good thing. So be very aware of your body at this time. Remember, the purpose of sleep is to allow our parasympathetic nervous system to heal our body. So it's not just Netflix. It does require actual sleep and actual rest. And it's a point that's often overlooked in our modern society, because we can have power on, we can have lights on 24/7, we can constantly be busy, we can keep working all night and all day. Maybe it's time to listen to your body and switch off just for a little bit. You know, maybe try and change the lighting a little bit so you do have UV lights in the morning and open your blinds and get that sunshine in straight away. And just allow yourself at night to know when it is time to just go to sleep and have a bit more rest and have a bit more healing. You know, be a bit more like a bear and snuggle into your cave and snuggle up with loved ones and really allow that time to recharge. So I guess that's the bonus tip, especially at the moment. There's a lot of planetary alignment at the moment as well, which is about Mars, the expressive love, and Venus, the internal love as well. So there's amazing planetary shifts with astrology and some beautiful things that are going on energetically within for the entire planet right now. And so for us in the Southern Hemisphere, now is an incredibly valuable time to look inwards. So as we begin to move and the energies and the days get longer and longer, we're going to start to move into that more expansive energy. But for now, take the time to appreciate the opportunity we have with making it about ourselves. You know, think about a tree. Rather than being completely expanded all the way to the edges, through winter, it just strips back to core. And it just preserves that core and just grows internally for a while. It rests, it sleeps, it prepares all the buds. If you look around, there's buds on all the trees. So they're really doing that feminine nurturing work. They're really taking care of self and growing internally right now. I love bulbs this time of year. They are working so hard under the earth. We don't even see it for many of them yet. And they're just working away, getting themselves ready to then in the spring, they're going to start to expand again. So take a tip from nature and use this time to be very introspective. You know, take the time to question all these things that you're doing and allow some of them to drop away. And really then connect with yourself about why you're doing them in the first place. anything that's now causing you pressure, or it's a real juggle and a struggle to try and fit it into the shorter days. Allow this to be the time when you question, for what purpose am I doing this? Why am I trying so hard to hold on to this thing that no longer brings me joy? And let that be your guide. You make the most of the energy that's causing us to go inward, and actually allow yourself to do so. Because if you can do it now, if you can use these energies really well, not to worry about what everybody else is doing, but actually to make the time to connect deeply with yourself. Do a bit more meditation, and I've got a great guided meditation. If you want it, just use the link below, send me an email and I'll send you through the guided meditation about reducing that stress and just coming into a beautiful space of healing for yourself. Connecting with your innermost thoughts. It can cause a little bit of expose on our innermost thoughts. When we start to look at ourselves, we start to see aspects that we haven't necessarily liked before, which is a whole other conversation. But now is a great time to do that, because there is an opportunity to have a lot less busyness and a lot more time just being with self. So make the most of it. Enjoy the energy as well. Enjoy the moments of sunshine. Respect if you are one of the people that is very, very sensitive to this energy, and other people can push through and just keep on going. Respect that we are all different. We all have our different uniqueness. We all have our different pros and cons. We all have our different energetic ways of receiving energy, and ways of healing, and ways of giving energy. So respect which kind of tree you are, which kind of being you are when it comes to this being affected by this kind of energetic shift and planetary alignment, and allow yourself to take time for you through this period. So for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, just know that this is coming now. This is the next 6 months is heading towards now an introspective cycle. And for us in the Southern Hemisphere, get excited, because today is the last day where it gets more and more pressure. And from here, it starts to expand again. So we've got a few more weeks of this real short days and deep depths of winter, and good excuses to lock yourself under the blankets and snuggle with your loved ones. Make the most of it. Use that time, because before we know it, we're going to be in that expansive state again. So we want to make sure that we have got a really good foundation before we start to expand. Okay? So focusing on your foundation, get some sunshine, enjoy the rest, and we'll keep you posted over the next few weeks as the energy begins to expand. And until we speak again, take care of you, take care of others, and take care of the greater good. Bye for now.